Something is missing here when I try to use the bowl on the paper. I'm doing that because this paper is really, really tiny and the bowl can be used as magnifying, as a magnifying thing, right? I've heard tale of how they can be used as magnifying devices. Well, maybe I need to put water in the bowl. If I fill it with water, aha, got it. Okay, that's what I needed to do. Fill it with water. Magnified message added to inventory. Let's check this out. To my distant admirer, your prize is in the green lantern under the stairs. Me? Me? He knows I'm on his trail. Strange, this text seems to have been printed on, not written by hand. What does he mean by green lantern under the stars? On the balcony there was a green lantern. Come on, Dai, you can do this. So we've got one of those killers that likes to leave clues and puzzles. Oh no, those are the worst. So somebody who specifically is going after me, maybe. Is that it? Let's find that green lantern. Like under the stars here. Green lantern. The green lantern, let's see what it holds. Oh, it holds a green power ring. Huh, I can use this to fly in outer space and fight villains. Oh wait, that's the Green Lantern comic book character. No, there's a small piece of paper lodged at the bottom of the lantern. Third note, added to inventory. I love how it's just numbers. The shroud of power hides an evil beneath. Descend from thy tower, an empress in defeat. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to warn the Empress. And that's the final thing. Speak to Empress Wu to reenact a crime. Empress is in danger. I've got to go to the royal palace at once. Wait, something's wrong. I feel dizzy. Oh no! Oh no, I forgot there was smoke in that thing. Must be the candle smoke. Come on, you're out in the open, sir. You can smell out in the open. Oh no. Oh, the culprit got to me. The deer. The great detective asleep on the job, outplayed by a murderous degenerate. What about the innocents? You will leave them on the field, dead and deserted? This song is for you. Answer the call. Answer it. Creepy deer. Quit telling me how to do my job. I'll do my job how I want. You abandoned me. I was in limbo, afraid and alone. Now still I cannot rest. The truth is staring at you from atop the clouds, from within the golden gates, yet you see nothing. Do not turn away now. Save the rose that counts. Do not rest until it is done. It's time to wake up, Dai Renjai. Go on, snap out of it. Was her death somehow related to these other three? Her death from 10 months ago? Wake up. Why won't you wake up? Come on, sir, you can do it. Wake up, Magistrate Dai. Hey, it's Mao. Right? That's his name? Magistrate Dai, wake up! Ugh. Ma. It's Lieutenant Ma. Never mind. Yes, that's it. Take your time. I'm glad you're all right, Magistrate Dai. You had me worried for a moment. The candle inside the Green Lantern must have been laced with some kind of poison. I should have been more cautious. After the messenger you sent came to the Justice Department, I made my way here as quickly as I could. Luckily, you must have passed out just when I arrived. When I saw the lantern next to you spewing that thick black smoke, I immediately threw it overboard. Thank you, Lieutenant Ma. You may have just saved my life. What about General Zhang? Wasn't General Zhang in this room to see it? But now you must carry on here without me. I don't understand. The Empress is in danger. The killer means to target her next. The Empress? But she's heavily guarded at all times. Unless she wants to come out into the open, she's untouchable. All I know is that this killer's been one step ahead of us all along. I must warn the Empress that her life is in jeopardy, however unlikely that may be. Achievement unlocked. The plot thickens. You came just in time. The Empress wanted to say a few prayers before retiring to her quarters. Thank you. Doesn't look like we can talk to her. We can only talk to the Empress. Your Majesty, I bring news from my investigation. Are you a religious man, Dai Renjai? Suppose we all search for enlightenment in our own ways, Your Majesty. This temple, it means a great deal to me. Naturally, it set me deeply when I heard rebels vandalized it. It was the one place where I feel safe, unburdened by the outside world, but now even this place has become a battleground. All my life I've known what I've wanted. I've made one sacrifice after another to see my plans come to fruition. Yet for the first time my path has become uncertain. I find myself questioning things I once took for granted. What does it mean to hold the mandate of heaven? What good is it to hold such power if those being ruled are blinded by lies and hatred? The hour is late, Dairenjai. What news do you bring me? I'm sorry to intrude at this hour, Your Highness, but the discoveries I've made tonight require full attention, immediate attention. 2 more women are dead. The first, Shai Wen-Yan, was killed in her home earlier this evening. Then only hours later, a woman named Yan Kui was killed on a flower boat, the Paradise Cloud. I've no doubt they both fell prey to the same man who killed Zhu Linfei, but I'm afraid this series of murders is leading to something bigger. Go on, tell me everything you know. And now we're just gonna fade out and come back in once he's finished talking. Oh wait, no, we're going to the case reenactment. Yes, case reenactment! So we're gonna start with this murder. At first, General Zhang Chao's connections to Shai Wen-Yan and Yan Kui raised alarming questions. As my inquiry deepened, however, I found unexpected ties between him, Lam Haifeng, and each of these 2 women. Ultimately, what I learned dispelled any truth to the notion he would have harmed them. The reason for that is he's Lam Haifeng's godfather, and he wanted to marry the other victim, so both. All of the above, aka both. As your godfather, I forbid you to resign from your post and marry this girl. Wei Yan will be my wife. I have no need for the advice of a hypocrite. I know about your infatuation with Paradise Cloud's new courtesan. Very well. It's your future that you so willingly throw away. Despite his public rhetoric and chest beating, General Zhang was never a real threat. As was the case with most things he opposed, his objections were merely theatrical. Yeah, because he didn't actually do anything to stop the wedding. He was just basically putting on a dramatic face. Although his identity still eludes me, one thing's certain: the man behind these crimes is as cruel as he is cunning. Both Zhu Linfei and Shi Wen-Yan experienced this cruelty firsthand when they were forced to obey his commands, but unlike those 2, he knew Yan Kui would not surrender willingly. Oh my, he has a sword. His usual methods had to be replaced by a more direct approach. This is because she had no loved ones. He couldn't threaten her loved ones. She didn't have any. By using the threat of harm to a loved one, the killer gained obedience from his first 2 victims. Without someone threatened, he had no leverage over Yan Kui. Although she was eventually overcome by his surprise attack, the killer quickly learned that she was no docile prey. Ah, and she stabbed him with her hairpin. Yuck. Where am I now? The killer's been one step ahead of us since the beginning. Like capturing pieces on a chessboard, who he strikes next is a calculated move. We're on a chessboard, okay. His 3 victims come from different backgrounds, lived 3 different lives, and knew different people. The question is, if we cannot know what connects them to the killer, perhaps we can find out what connects them to each other. Finally, a common thread materialized. They all showed up. 3... they're the same age, strong and smart. Their long absence and return. Yeah, I'm going with long absence and return, but all those things looked pretty good too. They're around the same age, and they're both described. They're all described in the same way. They returned from long absences. Did they know each other? What were they doing before they came back? If we can find out where they were and what they were doing prior to resurfacing 2 months ago, they all came back at the same time too. Maybe we'll figure out who the killer is. That's kind of a cool picture of them on the chessboard. That's really neat. So after the explanation, we must act fast, Your Majesty. If tonight's events have convinced me of anything, he's rapidly ratcheting up the stakes. Raising the stakes? How? His greater purpose has come into focus, Your Majesty. I believe he means to kill you next. Are you quite sure of that? I'm afraid so. I don't know how or when it will happen, but I do know Your Majesty's life is in danger, and I should probably give her the letter, the message, so she knows this. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Dairenchai, but from this point forward, I ask you to leave the rest to me. You are no longer to investigate the case. Say what?!